The National Assembly has resumed plenary after a 2-week recess, and it's been drama all the way. I'm Linda Akibe, and you're welcome to the Gavel. Now, the Senate has issued a threat to Acting President Professor Yemi Osinbajo that it is suspending the confirmation of all nominees from him until the issues of confirmation as contained in the Constitution are adhered to. The Senate took this position following a point of order by Senator Ahmed Sani, where he drew the attention of lawmakers to remarks purportedly made by the acting president that the Senate has no powers to confirm nominees apart from ministerial and ambassadorial nominees. Now, this threat came as a surprise to many Nigerians because the acting president did not make these remarks recently, and the Senate had even confirmed some nominees after these remarks were made.
It was an unexpected move by the Senate, a loud threat to acting President Yemi Osinbajo that it would no longer confirm any nominee sent from him. This was the first shot fired by the Senate as it resumed plenary after a 2-week recess. It was obvious that this decision was taken after a closed-door meeting upon resumption of the upper chamber. The Senate received a letter from the acting president for the confirmation of Mr. Lanre Agbajabiamila as the Director General of the National Lottery Regulatory Commission.
I write to forward the name of Mr. Lanre Agbajabiamila.
Moments after the letter was read, a federal lawmaker raised a point of order, reminding lawmakers of remarks which he said were made by the acting president.
The acting president is changing his statement or his action by this letter, and I want this hollow chamber to discuss this matter before the issue is, before the continuation of the action on this letter. Let's discuss this particular statement by acting president and see how it relates to our constitutional powers, because the constitution is very, very clear. And this matter is dividing even the senior advocates of Nigeria. The majority of people have spoken. So I think it's better we discuss this letter now at an open session before taking decision on it.
Other lawmakers supported this move.
Mr. President, I think that if the Vice President, the acting president said, we don't have the power to confirm, and then on the other hand, he's sending us a document to confirm, which one are we taking? Has he withdrawn from saying that we don't have power to confirm, or is he now saying that indirectly he has withdrawn, and then we should keep on going on to confirm? Now, if we should keep on going to confirm, then one of the ones we rejected, and they still confirm on their own, and put in office. So that is a major question. I think that Senate should put an holidays, a suspension on this request for confirmation.
If the National Assembly says you require confirmation, you require confirmation. And you cannot go and act until you get that confirmation. That is simply what he says. So if you go to if you read together with 171, you can see the distinction. Because those ones does not require confirmation. So if you have made clause and say you require confirmation, there's a duration for the period of staying, that is the law. And nothing anybody can say do about it. Just as Senator Adeniyi has said, if you have any problem with that, you have to go to court. And unless you get a court declaring null and void, it remains the law and you must obey it. So that's the constitution we inherited. We didn't make this constitution ourselves. So it is important that the executive have this thing clear in their mind, that section 171 has nothing to do with the issues we are discussing. Those are personal staff for the president for which he can hire and fire, and they can then put their acting capacity because they do not have any duration. It's not tenured. So that is different from the ones that are already tenured by virtue of the laws we made in this National Assembly. So the procedures for the appointment and the tenure they exercise are all settled in the Constitution, and by Section 5 of the Constitution, the executive is bound to obey it.
If the leadership doesn't do anything on this matter within 48 hours, we'll move against leadership. I'm serious and I'm serious about it. I am serious about it. We must make sure that all those we have rejected are not working.
Of course.
And at a point, Mr. President, I would say, if anybody is invited by EFCC, the person should not go. Because whoever is there is not standing on any tripod.
Some lawmakers used the opportunity to vent their anger at some perceived wrongdoings by the executive.
If you look at what is happening in the National Assembly today, it is issue of blackmail and the issue of threat. I remember the time they went to the chairman of appropriation to ransack his house. I remember the time they went to the DSP's house to ransack his house by the police. But it was not even police that did that operation. On the ground, it was EFCC that did that operation, but they put it in the form of that it's police that did that operation. Just to justify that, because they know that the AFCC, there is a problem in EFCC. If we are not able to stand and face these challenges, I think there will be a time when somebody will even tell you that you don't even have right to come to the National Assembly.
A lawmaker made an observation which raised some eyebrows in the chamber.
We have nobody in Nigeria who is at the head of the government. The acting president is outside the country, and so there is a vacuum.
If the acting president, for whatever reason, is not in the country or is not on the seat, for whatever reason, the Senate president is the next in the line of succession. And if the Senate president,
With calm restored, the Senate resolved to suspend the confirmation of nominees from the executive until all issues of confirmation as contained in the Constitution are adhered to. The Senate also says Acting President Yemi Osinbajo must immediately respect the rejection of nominees of the Senate. Case in point, the Senate's rejection of the acting EFCC chairman, Ibrahim Magu. However, with the country battling a myriad of problems on several fronts, in addition to difficult economic conditions, another round of crisis between the National Assembly and the executive would do the country more harm than good.